Jai Hind everyone, welcome again to the Patriotic IAS. Let's start our IAS PCSwala Delhi current affairs. Today we have near about 8 topics that we are going to discuss. These are the major topics. There are few one two more topic that is very much specific to the prelims. So let's see that what are the topics we are going to discuss. We will start with the Supreme Court questioning SBI that why you have not disclosed the code. We saw that the disclosure of electoral bond who have purchased and who have redeemed that. But still the code has not been declared. So we will see that what is this code and why it has not been declared. Okay, so this will be for the mains perspective. General information. Then we will study that now we have seen that the 2 election commissioners have been appointed by the law that recently framed by the union government, and this is considered as the violation and bypassing of the judgment of the Supreme Court under the Anup Barnwal case. So this will be very important for the mains perspective whenever you are going to talk about the reform in the electoral process. You have to mention this thing. Next, we will study that the Supreme Court will hear the petition seeking the stay on the CAA. As we know that the government is going to implement the CAA, already we saw yesterday that the few of the citizenship granted by the CAA rule. So we will study this again from the mains perspective. After that, we will study this deal for the drone. This is unmanned aerial vehicle, and we will study it under the GS paper 3 internal security with mains perspective as well as for the prelims. Then we will study that no porting allowed with 7 days of the SIM card. So there we saw that there is the cyber crime, and to protect so cyber crime and the fraud, the TRI has come up with this rule that no porting. What is the porting and what is the SIM card swap? We all study under this, so it will be for the mains perspective. Okay. Then we will study the Apache attack helicopter. This is very important for the prelims, and yes, as the mains in the internal security, you can use it as the fodder point for the defense preparedness by the India. Then we will study this the election that is going on that is about to be held from the today and tomorrow in the Russia, and what is the condition, what is the scenario, what is the stand and status of the Putin. So we will study under the mains perspective. You can use many of the things from your world history as well as the international relation. Okay, then we will study this Prasad scheme and when the temple Prasad leaves a biter after test. So here we will study the tribal that living near the temple, and the temple planning to extend the temple management planning to extend the area. So what will be the resettlement and rehabilitation of this tribal, and what are the issues they are facing? We will study under this. So it will be for the mains perspective. So let's start with the front page. Okay, so let's start with the first page and front page. The first news is why has SBI not disclosed the code of bonds? Supreme Court. So Supreme Court has said and asked to the SBI that what is the issue, why you are not disclosing the code? Before that you are telling that we will able to disclose this by the June, and when after we didn't extended the timeline, you disclose, you gave the data. Where was the data? The second thing is that in the 1 or 2 day you managed to collect all the data. Now you have given the data, but you have not given the code. What is the reason for not giving the code? Who has bought which code and who party got that code? So it will make more clarity. So here, so let's see that what is the code. So you should know that what is the whole process of this electoral bond. Again, I already have explained, let's explain again. So here it will be the SBI. This is the process. SBI will be there. A person or a company, anyone want to pay the fund to the political party. Any of the political party, here are the political party need the money because they have to run the campaign, they have to contest for the election, the candidates have lot of thing to do and this need the money. So here it is the party. It could be BJP, it could be Congress, it could be AAP, it could be Samajwadi Party, it could be Bahujan Samajwadi Party, BSP, it could be CPI, Communist Party of India, any party. Okay, lot of party could be here. It could be AIDMK, it could be DMK, any party. Okay. If I want to fund these parties. Initially, I directly could have approached the political party and could have given the money. But now I cannot directly give the money if it is more than 2000. I have to approach to the bank and I will pay the bank whatever the money, 1000, 10,000. In this denomination, it could be 1 lakh as well, 1 lakh, 10 lakh, 1 crore. Okay, so that person, I will give the money and SBI will ask the KYC. KYC is the identity of this person, that whether the money is the legal, it is white money or the black money. This is the main thing. Okay, so KYC will be given to the SBI. SBI will give the bond. Bond is, what is the bond? Bond is the piece of paper where it is written that I promise that whoever will submit this bond, we will pay this money. Okay. So, but there is the condition that this party should have at least received 1% of the vote that is polled in the previous election. This is the condition. This should be the recognized political party. The first thing is that. So, I will come here and I will give this bond to the party and the party will go to SBI and they will give the bond. So SBI will know that the party who submitted this and they will have the bond, same bond. Here the SBI, each bond have some name, some numbers that has the numeric and the alphabetical. It could be AB08. Okay. The AB08 again reaches to the SBI. SBI will know the party that brought this bond. SBI know that the person or the company who bought this. Okay. Here the SBI know this party, this who has bought, the SBI will know that who has submitted this bond. So SBI can know that which person, which company has funded which political party. No one else can know. But the SBI is under the public sector bank, so government control this bank. Government has authority on this bank because the directors and the other appointment is done by the bank, done by the government into the power. So whoever will be here into the power, they will know the identity who company, the company who have paid the party, if they want to know. Okay, this is the issue that this party will know everything. So this is giving a unlevel of the playing field. Where there is not equal level of the playing field, there is the inequality, and that's why there is the unequal contestation. Okay. So this was the case. You should understand that all about. Okay. So here SBI have given everything that this person have bought this number of the electoral bond and this party has received that much money, but it has not given the code. The code will give exact clarity who have paid to whom. Very clear. It will make that I have paid to this party. Till now we know that this person has bought this number of the bond. This has funded to which party, that is not clear. The party that has received the money, that is there in the data. But the who have paid to whom, that is not clear, and that's why Supreme Court has asked that please tell me the code as well. What is the issue in the telling the code? Because we are asking for the disclosure and it will bring the more transparency into the system. Besides that, here it has mentioned that the Election Commission of India have said that we have submitted you the data related to this electoral bond. We have submitted original papers. Please give us the papers so that we could have the copy. So Supreme Court said that please, it's registry that please scan all these and digitize as well so that there could be no pretension that we will take the time. Already the data will be there into the digital form. You have to disclose all these things. So here this is all about. The next question, the next news is again, it is with respect to the appointment of the election commissioner. Recently we saw that yesterday there was the appointment of the 2 election commissioner, and the way it is being appointed is being questioned because it is against the Supreme Court judgment. In 2023, Supreme Court gave its judgment with respect to the appointment of the election commissioner and the chief election commissioner that there should be a committee, and committee should select and give its recommendation to the president. President should appoint. As per the constitution, president appoint the election commissioner and chief election commissioner. This is the thing. But the selection process is by the executive. So make it neutral, because this election commission is very important because it contests the election, and if there is the free and fair election, only then democracy could be held. If there is any biasness into the election process, there will be no democracy. And that's why Supreme Court asked that if there will be Chief Justice of India in the committee, there will be more transparency and less biasness. But the government don't want it to that. They, after the judgment, they bypass the judgment by the bringing a law, and the law, the name of that law is that Chief Election Commissioner and other election commissioner appointment, condition of service and tenure of office Act 2023, just after the judgment, and here they replaced the Chief Justice of India with the Union Cabinet Minister. Okay, so let's see that what is the thing. Supreme Court gave judgment. Supreme Court gave judgment, and it asked that the committee should have the Prime Minister, leader of opposition of the Lok Sabha, and Chief Justice of India as per the Supreme Court. The government brought the act. What he did here, the Prime Minister will be there and it will be the chairman. Leader of opposition is there. But here they have replaced CGI with the Union Minister appointed by the Prime Minister. So these two persons make the majority. If CGI is replaced, there is the less chances of the transparency. So this is the case that this has been challenged, this law has been challenged, that you have replaced the CGI with the Union Minister. This law is not valid. It should be the unconstitutional because it makes the process biased. Okay. Besides that, one more accusation for the yesterday appointment is that you done all this thing in a very hurry, because there is the hearing that is going on Supreme Court on the law, and you just appointed the 2 election commissioner. What was that much hurry? You could have waited 1, 2, 3 days. Maybe there could have some result, and as per that, the selection process would have been there. So it is being accused from the opposition party that this has been done because 2 persons who are appointed are the favorable to the union government party into the power, Gyanesh Kumar and Sukhbir Singh Sadhu. Okay. Besides that, even opposition is accusing the central government that the way you have done, even it is not following your own law, because you have given the leader of opposition the list of 212 candidates and asked him to just think and just analyze, give your opinion in 10 minutes. So even you are violating, because as per this law, each member of the panel should be given the ample opportunity to consider the candidates. So here these are all the things. Despite all this thing, Supreme Court has said that we will not stay. Supreme Court refused to stay their appointment. It has said that yes, it is as per the law, so we are not going to stay, but yes, we will hear the law itself, whether it is violating or not. The second news is again, it is from the opposition of the Citizenship Amendment Act of 2019. Okay, so as per this law, citizenship of some of the community will be given, excluding one community, Muslim community. As per this law, there will be the 6 religious immigrants from the 3 countries, that is Afghanistan, Pakistan and Bangladesh. Please remember these 3 countries: Afghanistan, Pakistan and Bangladesh. Here it is given, and excluding the Muslim. So it is giving some concession to the citizenship by the naturalization process. We already have studied that there is the 5 method of the giving citizenship. One is by the birth, descent, registration, naturalization, and acquiring the territory. In the naturalization process, there is the 11 to 12 years you have to stay into the India as a residence, then you will get the citizenship. But this amendment has changed this law. Instead of 11 years, just you have to stay for the 5 years and you will get the citizenship. But yes, it should be, you should not be entered into the India or migrated into the India after 2014 when this law was enacted. It was the cut-off date. Okay, so two conditions is there. You should have been migrants into the India before 31st December 2014 and you should have been stayed for the 5 years. So this has not been provided to the Muslim community. So this is all about that is going on. Again, Supreme Court has said that we will hear this on the 19th of the March. So this is all about. Next important news is with respect to the Chameli Devi Award. This is given for the journalism and it is given here to the two women's independent journalists. They are from the Indian Express. Please remember the name Grishma Kuthar and Ritika Chopra. So in the UPSC or the state PCS, such type of the question they can frame. Okay. So please remember these two. Important news you should know is with respect to the Rajnath inaugurated Navy state-of-the-art headquarters into the Delhi. Till now there was no a single headquarter for the Navy because there was so many regional branches. So now a centralized branch has been opened into the Delhi cantonment. Please remember this. Okay, so you can use this into the your internal security because this will boost our defense. Besides that, you should also remember that they has been given with the green rating 4. Okay, so you should know this. Just a further point, next thing you should know is with respect to the terminal, and the railway is planning to develop the multi-modal transportation hub, and it will be for those cities who have operation or who has population more than 10 lakhs. Okay, so you should remember this, the 10 lakh population here it is given. Okay, and what will be the amenities that is focused upon? This will be the passenger friendly, and that's why they will focus on the cleanliness of the coach and properly maintained amenities on the railway and sustained housekeeping and maintenance activities. So these are all the things that will be focused upon. You should also remember that the research and other standardization process in railway is done by the RDSO, Research, Design and Standard Organization. The headquarter is in the Lucknow. So please remember this, Research, Design and Standard Organization. This is the advisory body. This is particularly do the research and development with respect to the design of the railway coaches and the different engine, other thing with the railway, and its headquarter is into the Lucknow. So you should remember. Next important news is with respect to the deal with the HAL, Hindustan Aeronautical Limited, for the droneers. So these droneers, they have the two type of the role. The primary role is the surveillance, coastal surveillance, and electronic intelligence and development of the maritime domain awareness. This is the primary role. The secondary role is with respect to the disaster management, where they will do the search and risk operation, casualty evacuation and communication linking. This is the secondary role, so please remember that. The second important news is with respect to the notification with respect to the way the SIM card should be swapped and the way no porting could be allowed. Okay, so please you should know that Telecom Regulatory Authority of India, this is the regulatory body for the telecom communication, and here you should know that what is this swapping of the SIM. And the second thing is the, what is this? Porting. Okay. Port out here. So what is this? Let's understand. Think that you have SIM card. Okay. You have the SIM card and you lost that. You go and apply for the new SIM card on the same number, you get that. Okay, so you get the same, this is known as the swapping. Okay, swapping of the SIM card, that is done. After that, there is one more rule. If you want to change your telecommunication provider, maybe you are wanting to change from the Airtel to the Geo, or the Geo to the Airtel, or the Geo to the BSNL, BSNL to the Geo. This is the porting from one providers to the other providers. This is the porting. So this generally, if you take, there was no limit that when you should taking just new SIM, you can also port it to the one, maybe Geo to the BSNL. This resulted into the fraud cases, and here after porting this, those subscribers project themselves as the new subscriber. This was not the case, they were the old subscriber, and the fraud activity was taking place in the such cases. So here the TRAI has said that if you have swapped, it should be the minimum 7 days after that this porting should allowed. Okay. And for this porting, you need to get the unique porting code. This is provided by the operators. So this will be not provided until the 7 days has been passed. This is the thing. One more thing you should know, government has launched the Chakshu, and this is the portal where you can complain if you are getting any of the call that is irritating, or that is you think that this is of the criminal nature. If you are facing that unwanted call or unwanted messages or anything that you think that that is the fraud cases, you can register at the Chakshu portal your complaint. Okay. So this is all about for this news. Next news is with respect to the Apache attack helicopter. So this is the second attack helicopter. We already have the LHC, light combat helicopter, in our army. So after this light combat helicopter, we are going to include this Apache attack helicopter. What is the Apache? Apache are the tribal community, those who are living into the southern part of the USA. Okay. The second thing is that this is, we are buying from the US company Boeing. So please remember all these things you can use into the prelims. So we are getting it from the Boeing of the USA, and Apache, they are the tribal community living into the southern part of the USA. So this is thing you should remember. So you can use this thing into the your internal security as the fodder point. Next important news that we are going to take is with respect to the election that is going into the Russia, and what is the condition, how the Putin is dominating the whole of the Russian electoral system. So let's see that what is the condition, what is the status now, and what is the role of how the Putin is dominating, what is the condition of the opposition. So here it is given that the election will be between 15 to 17, and it will be the 8th presidential election since the dissolution of USSR. Okay. So here he was continuously on the heading the Russia, because he first got elected into the 2000, after that 2004, and between 2008 to 2012 he was not the president, but he was the prime minister. His loyalist Dmitry Medvedev was the president, but he was the loyalist of the, by any way, de facto power was into the hand of the Putin. So continuously from the 2000 to 2022, the Putin is ruling. Okay. What is the condition in this election? There are the three main opposition leaders who are going to contest against the Putin. But the thing is that all three are the loyal and very supportive to the Putin itself. So they are like a planned manipulation of the election. They all have, they have never opposed in a very rigorous manner. There was the two candidates who were considered as the strong opponents. The one is now dead, Alexei Navalny. We recently saw that he died into the prison, and what was the reason, how he died, no one knows. The family accused it was the Putin who murdered him. The second opposition is from the Boris Nadezhdin, and he is now declared as not fit for. He is now debarred from the contesting the election by the Central Election Commission of the Russian Federation. The thing is very clear. This is going to be single person going to contest. This is just a manipulation of the election. No opposition, no hard opposition. So what mean by this election? This election gives who is how much loyal to the Putin. This is just about this thing. So this election is nothing. This is giving just, there is no multiple choice. This is the simple one choice for the Russians. Are you for or against the Putin? It will show that if you are voting for even the puppet, this opposition, if you are going to vote, it will show that you are less loyal. Okay, so here it is given. Beside that, it will not be an election but a plebiscite for the loyalty of the Putin. Beside that, it will also give the referendum of the Ukraine war, because it was after 2020, and then it shows that the war that was started in 2022, whether it is legitimate in the eyes of the people or not. You will find that it is legitimate as for the polling that has been done into the Russia. 85% of the Russians approved the Putin action against the Ukraine, and 77% approved the military action on the Ukraine. This is the condition. So why Putin is still popular? What is the reason? The first thing is that it is known as the military Keynesianism of the Putin. What is the Keynesianism? This is the economic concept, and under that it is considered that whenever there is the downturn into the economy, it is the government that should enter and invest money into the areas such as the infrastructure, so that the economy can grow and rise, and particularly where the job can be created, it is ensure the welfare of the people. And this is being done by the Putin into the military area, because there is the fight, there is need for the military, needs military equipments, machinery, different thing. And now Putin is using it to provide more and more job creation. So the Russian economy is doing well, and this is known as the military Keynesianism of the Putin. Please remember this thing. Second thing is that the cultural factor. Putin is showing that he is able to protect the culture of the Russia. Russia considered itself as the Moscow third Rome, and it considered itself as the it is protector of the Russian Orthodox Church. Okay, so you should not be confused that Putin is able to project that this West is want to destroy all this thing, like the West want to destroy the communitarianism and the social value of the Russia, and West want to influence and impose the liberalism and its value of individualism into the Russia. That Russia don't want, and it is the Putin who can save this. This is the projection from the Putin and the Russia. Okay, so this is the only control by the Putin. If you will thinking that it is the single whole Russia is controlled by the single person, that is the Putin, this is not true. There is the hierarchy. There is the elite that is controlling the Russia, and Putin is controlling the elite. So there is the two-way relationship. Here it is given that it is not the single-way relationship, it is the two-way relationship. The one is between the state and citizen, and second is between the state and elite. So who are the elite? The elite group consists of the bureaucracy, business elite, and the local political elite. They are the controlling the Russian people, and it is the Putin who is acting as the arbiter into these different interest group, and this interest group is showing that as much as loyalty we are going to show with the Putin, we can rule as the local level. This is the thing, this is the structure. Russian political culture is responsible for this autocratic or authoritarian behavior of the state. This is the one proposal that is given. Is it true? Because it is given that the Russian history is full of such type of the autocratic regime, because we saw that the peak of the autocratic regime under the Stalin. And beside that, the Russians consider that whenever there is the introduction of the democracy or the such thing, there is always the disruption into the Russia. They gave example of the Russian USSR disintegration. It was due to the opening of the Russia and also giving the more freedom of speech and more democratic credentials. So here it is given, but there is also it is considered that this is not true. There is the Russian who have the both tendency. They are this is known as the Russian double think. They are at the same time they are the democrat as well as they are the autocrat. So here it is given, but the thing is that even the Churchill once said that the Russia is like it is a riddle wrapped in the mystery inside an enigma. This is the thing. But whatever you will say, the thing is that the way Russia has shown its resilience now under the Western sanction, and they have survived, and even Russia has projected and exposed the West its double standard. Those countries, and even able to get support from those countries who are the anti-West. So despite this Western section, Russia is flourishing. And this is the reason that this war, Russia don't want to end this war. Russia want consistency in this war of the war with the Ukraine. This is because if it will win, it will have the burden to reconstruct all the cities of the Ukraine. As long as the war is going on, there is no responsibility with the Russia to construct or the to develop the cities of the Ukraine that has been destroyed by the Russia, and whatever the machinery that is needed into the military defense, that is providing the job. And yes, already Russia is able to sell its oil and other product to the different countries as per its own terms and conditions. So this is all about from this news article. Next news is talking about the food inflation, and that we saw that the food inflation is consistently increasing, and yes, this is causing the impact on the consumption pattern. So you should, in this article, you should know that different data has been given with respect to the inflation in the different area, but the main thing you should know, what is the difference between the core inflation and the headline inflation. UPSC can ask this. So the only difference is that headline inflation that include the inflation into the all goods and services. So headline, this will include all goods and services. But the core inflation, this will exclude food and energy. Please remember that. This core inflation will not have the food and energy. This is the volatile thing, because this depends on the weather condition and the geopolitical condition. If the weather is good, suddenly the price of the tomato or the potato or the anything from the food item that is grown, that is dependent on the weather condition, the monsoonal condition into the India, there will be the huge fluctuation. Maybe the tomato could be the 200 kg. After 2 months, when the production has been again on the normal level, it will again be 20 rupees. But this is not the case with the normal thing, with this pen or this board or your chairs that you use or the table, the notebook you do, there is no fluctuation that you go. Have you ever gone that the rate of notebook goes to the 2000 and suddenly come to the 200? This never happens. But you will face such thing into the this food products such as the vegetables, okay. And sometimes you see that the price of onion. Recently we saw that even the government banned the export of the onion because the onion price was going so high. So you should remember that this core gives a stable prediction of the inflation, but this headline could have the so much fluctuation because of food. And energy is also very volatile because this the rate and price of energy is very much fluctuating, because whenever there is the stable condition in the West Asia, the price will be normal, but whenever there is war or the instability in the West area, that is the source of this crude oil and energy, the price fluctuates, and that's why we exclude. So please remember that in the headline, whatever we read into the newspaper, that is the headline. And what is the core? Core is the separately given, and it is for the documentation with the ministry and RBI. So please remember all this thing. The next thing, the next news is with respect to the Ireland and how Ireland is providing the opportunity to the world across. There is no relevant for the our UPSC syllabus. So this is talking about only one thing you should know is that this is just a type of the positive aspect that is enumerating here for the Ireland. So only one thing you should know, that yes, there are the Indian students, near about the 10,000 and 80,000 people, those who are living into the Ireland, 10,000 Indian students and 80,000 Indian people. And one thing you should know, that our Indian Home Rule League movement that was under the Tilak and the Annie Besant was also have the similarity with the Irish Home Rule movement. So please remember these two things. Next important thing on editorial is with respect to the political situation into the Andhra Pradesh. So you should know that what are the major political party. Major political party, this is the Telugu Desam party, and now it has the alliance with the BJP. BJP was on the back foot due to it was alone, and in the last performance in 2019 election, assembly election, BJP was able to get only 0.84% of the vote, not a single seat into the Andhra Pradesh Assembly. BJP has been accused that it betrayed the people of the Andhra Pradesh because it didn't provide the special category status for the state, and that's why the people are very much angry with the BJP. So this is a good move by the BJP to do alliance with the Telugu Desam party, because the Telugu Desam party is still a main opponent party. The second thing is there is the renewable new energy to the Congress with the introduction of the YS Reddy. So she is the daughter of the previous Chief Minister Rajsekhar Reddy, and she is the brother of the now Chief Minister Jagmohan Reddy. So YS Sarmila, she has now give a new energy to the Congress. So this is other thing is that Pawan Kalyan, he is the actor, and now he has came up with his own party, Jan Sena party. So in the last assembly election, it got 6% of the vote and 1 seat into the assembly election. So the vote percentage can be, there could be the deciding factor that where those who are not happy with the present regime, where they are going, whether it is with the Telugu Desam party or the Congress. So there is 3 major parties, Telugu Desam party, Congress, and yes, it is YSR. Okay, YSR CP. YSR CP, here it is given. Okay, so please remember all this thing. Next important news, that is the last news that we will cover, is from the Andhra Pradesh. You should know that there is the one issue that is going on. There is a temple. In this picture, you will be able to see this temple. The name of this temple is the Sri Varaha Lakshmi Narasimha Swami Temple, and it is into the Visakhapatnam, and it is this Visakhapatnam is on the Simhachalam Hills. Okay, Simhachalam Hills, please remember that. This is the part of the Eastern Ghat. Nearby this temple, The community that is living is the Konda Dora tribe, and now there is the issue of the relocation, resettlement of this tribe. So please remember this Konda Dora tribe and this Simha Chalam temple, okay, and this hill, Simhachalam Hills. So you should know all these things, that is important. And beside that, one more thing you should know is that there is the plan, this temple is being developed under the Prasad scheme of the government. Under this scheme, government want to develop these pilgrimages centers for the tourism perspective, so that there could be the more tourism, more revenue could be generated. So you should know this Prasad scheme of the government. Beside that, you should also know that Jawaharlal Nehru National Urban Renewable Mission Scheme, and this is for the integrated development of the cities. Okay, so please remember all these things. This is it provide the houses for the poor people into the city and into the slum areas. Okay, so all this you should know. Let's practice for some of the questions that we have covered till now. The topic that we have covered. First question: what is the primary purpose of the Chakshu portal? So, A, reporting suspected fraudulent communication, facilitating online telecom bill payment, registering complaint about the poor mobile network coverage, tracking the location of lost or the stolen mobile phone. So please, already we have covered this area. Question number 2. India signed a deal with which American company for the procurement of AH-64 Apache attack helicopters? Lockheed Martin, Boeing, Northrop Grumman, Raytheon. So please answer. Next question. The Simhachalam Hills range is located in which of the following Indian states? Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Andhra Pradesh, Odisha. Question number 4. Sri Varha Lakshmi Narasimha temple is situated in the Simhachal Hill, Nallamalla Hill, Palkonda, and Araku Valley. Question number 5. The Konda Dora tribe is primarily found in which of the following Indian states? Kerala and Tamil Nadu, Madhya Pradesh and Chhattisgarh, Andhra Pradesh and Odisha, Arunachal Pradesh and Assam. Please answer. Again, we have studied. Question number 6. Which of the following is the primary language spoken by the Konda Dora tribe? Gondi, Kui, Udiya, Telugu. Please answer. Next question, question number 7. Identify the traditional form of agriculture practiced by the Konda Dora tribe. Terrace farming, intensive monoculture, shifting cultivation, pastoralism. Question number 8, last question. To which language family does Kui language spoken by the Konda Dora belongs? Austro-Asiatic, Dravidian, Indo-European, Sino-Tibetan. Please answer. So I hope that most of the relevant area that is for the UPSC we have covered from the today's newspaper. So here we will conclude our session. Thank you for joining the session. All the best. Jai Hind.